Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of Clangin and Bangin with Mikey, episode 18. Yeah, and today's word is apathen, man. It's a short, instructive saying, a terse remark, and a terse remark means sparing use of words. So, yeah, um, told you I get the word of the day every day, so I try to use adjectives, synonyms, dictionary words every day. So, is that. And tomorrow officially starts peak week. It's been a long 4 or 5 months, man. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of ups and downs, not just in my personal life, but in my professional life as well. Peaks and valleys, man. That's what I call them. And yeah, it's been a fun 5 months, man. It's to this whole entire prep, I've been essentially working by myself, and because my coach, who I usually work with, he was just so busy, and to be honest with you, I didn't trust anybody else to do my diet or anything, or to guide me through training, you know. So when I decided to do this myself, I took what I knew the foundation of my diet, and I tweaked it. I added in carbs, on certain days. I added in more carbs. I carb cycled. I did all this stuff, and as you can see by looking at my face, it's pretty. It's sunken in, but it's not as pronounced as the last time was, because the last time, man, I looked like a. To quote my boy, I looked like I had plastic surgery done. And a lot of people ask me, like, yo, like, what makes you want to compete, man? What makes you just want to do this? Because it's like bodybuilding. It's not hard. When I say what I mean by hard is, it is challenging, but it's more of a mental aspect than anything else, because when you're doing a bodybuilding show, you live that lifestyle 24/7. You know, it's not like you a hooper, where I can go to the park, 4 or 5 hours a day and work on my jumper, put up thousands of shots, and I had a wet jumper back in the day. I'm not bragging on it, but I'm just saying, like, y'all niggas know who I was in the court back in the day. Um, yeah, bodybuilding is something, man. You live it 24/7. The diet, the training, you know, eating every 2 or 3 hours. Sometimes eating more. Some days. It's like, and it's a very isolated sport. You become isolated. You become not focused on anything else. Or all that stuff that used to matter to you, that's trivial. You could care less about it, because right now you have a tunnel vision, and that tunnel vision is a goal. Um, I recently did a photo shoot, and a couple people came up to me, saw the photos and everything, because they were posting on Instagram, right? And they came up to me and said, "Hey, like, I saw your photos online, this and this and that, and are you proud of them?" And I'm like, the whole time, I'm, I'm being cordial, I'm talking to him, but the whole time I'm thinking, bro, the fucking goal was to never do a photo shoot. The goal was to get in the best shape of my life that I physically could, and to step on stage. Honestly, I could give a fuck about the photo shoot, to be real with you. It was an opportunity that I did, and I took it, and I'm grateful for that, but that was never the main goal. So when I say that, it's like a photo shoot was never the main goal. I got approached to do this photo shoot, and so I did it, but that was never the goal. Um, There's one particular person. They asked me, are you proud of your photos and this and that? And I said, well, me and the photographer, we put forth the best package we could, and it is what it is. And they said, well, you should be proud of it. And I'm like, okay, cool, but whatever. It brought me back when they were talking to me. I thought about Kobe in 2010, and when he was up 2-0 or 2-1 against the Orlando Magic, and one of the reporters said, "Why aren't you smiling, man? You're up 2-0. You're winning the series." And Kobe simply said, poetically said, "The job's not finished. You know, job finished. Did we win the championship? No. Then why would I smile about that? Why would I be happy about being up 2-0?" And that's how I feel when it comes to bodybuilding. That's the goal. Um, the goal is for me to represent the best package from here on out. Whether it's me beating my package from 2018, me beating this package from 2021, whether it's in 5 months from now or a year from now or whatever it is, that's the goal. The goal is to get consistently better, not just to rest on my laurels. And I think a lot of people, they don't understand that mindset. Because with me, when I have goals or when I'm trying to reach them, it's like, of course, there's different milestones and everything too. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's great. But what does that got to do with the main, like the main goal itself? It has nothing to do with that. Magic Johnson once said in his autobiography, he goes, there were days where I didn't want to shoot. I didn't want to work on my game, and then he thought about Larry Bird, and he's like, that would have made me work out for an extra 3 hours, that would make me want to do things that I normally wouldn't do during the shoot around, because I know the dude who's my counterpart is doing the things I don't want to do to get better. And that's how I feel when it comes to certain shit, man. Like I don't think you don't rest when the job is, you don't rest when you're tired. You rest when the job is finished. And a lot of people, they would stop, at the slightest inconvenience, or they would stop at the most, if something's happening in the personal life, they would stop and be like, okay, boom, and I'm talking about something like breaking up with your girlfriend or having a fallout with your boys because they don't understand, or your girl doesn't understand why you doing what you're doing, or like having to eat the same foods, every day for the last however long your prep is. And so there's a lot of stuff that goes into this, man, that a lot of people they're not mentally prepared for. Whereas me, I've been at this for a minute, so I know how to control my anger. I know how to control my emotions. Like, I'm so nonchalant about shit as like people can't tell if I'm pissed off or I'm just sitting there chilling. And it's a blessing and a curse for me because it's like I don't let shit rattle me. I don't get out of pocket. I don't, I don't feed into the negativity. I don't feed into what people think about me or this and this and that. I was talking to one of my good homies, my homegirls, and we was talking about the situation, and I was like, yo, it's like sometimes you just gotta realize that you thinking about people who ain't thinking about you, and a lot of people spend so much time thinking about what somebody else is doing or how they moving, when in reality, you should be worried about yourself. You should be worried about how you doing, how you moving, and everything else. It shouldn't be a competition with other people. Just like I'm looking back in this camera. Only competition I see is myself, man. It's like, that's all that matters. End of the day, that's all that matters. It's like nobody else matters. And I think a lot of people, they don't know how to deal with that. They don't know how to look into the mirror and be like, yo, shit worked out this way because of my choices that I made, whether it's 5 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, whatever it is like the consequences of your actions or your consequences of your inaction, I should say, causes people to end up in situations that they normally wouldn't be in if they would have took action, right? And a lot of people, man, is like they want to sit there and play the blame game, man. It's like they want to sit there and blame everybody else. Quick side note: I had a partner of mine I grew up with, smartest guy ever. You stick him on the hood of a car, bro could fix anything, right? So we graduated high school in 2006. I go off to community college, you know, do 2 years there or whatever. And during that time frame, bro was like, yeah, I'm saving up money for school, this and this and that. I'm gonna go to mechanic school, and his grandparents had offered to help him pay half of tuition. I think back then it was like maybe 5 G's. So, but to a 20-year-old kid, 20-year-old baby, that's a lot of that's a lot of bread. And he turned them down because he felt like, hey man, I don't want them holding that over my head. I'm like, bro, like that's your grandparents, dog. It's like they want you to do better than what they doing. So that's why they gave me the money. And fast forward, what, 16 years, 15 years. He's still working the same job since high school. We've we no longer associate. I've grown out. I've did my own thing. Forged my own path and everything. And he's still stuck in square one, man. He doesn't understand that his lack of inaction caused him to be stuck in the same spot. And I look at that like, bro, you had all this opportunity. Motherfucker had the grades. He had the grades, he had the ability, he had the drive, he had the ambition. But the one thing he could not get out of the way was his own fear. Fear, man, it's a scary, scary emotion. Because everybody's so concerned with what, if I do this, this might happen. Or if I do that, that might happen. I'm like, bro, get out there and go after what you want, man. It's like, so what if you fail, bro? It's like there's 26 letters in the alphabet? Go try the next one, man. And I just look at that and I think, I think about it like, damn, like, what if I didn't take the opportunity to do the stuff I did, jumping out the porch, in my mid to late 20s, moving to Cali, not knowing what's gonna happen, not knowing the whole situation that I would encounter, not knowing the growth that I would endure because of this. And growth, man, it's a scary fucking thing, but it's also beautiful. Growth is something, man. Like, I don't want to be one of them dudes in my 40s or 50s or 60s and was like, hell, yo, I wish I would have did this in my 20s or my 30s. Bro, go do that shit now. And I think a lot of people, they're so comfortable playing it safe. They're so comfortable not going after what they want because they fear what other people are going to think about them. And the reality, dog, is like a lot of people, they going to project their fears onto you because they can't see themselves doing that, man. Like, they can't see themselves, whether it's having your own business, you know what I mean? Or having your own podcast or just anything that you're interested in, bro. There's always going to be people out there who going to try to talk you out of it. Who's going to be like, oh, well, like, you can't do this because such and such and such. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, so what? Like, just because it didn't work out for them, I ain't them. And a lot of people, they rather sit there and be like, oh, damn. You know what I mean? It's like, if I had this opportunity, like, bro, we all got the same fucking opportunities. So when I hear people say that, man, it makes me think back to the Morgan Freeman quote when he was on air with Don Lemon, and Lemon said, like, hey, sometimes it's difficult for people to pull up, pull up the bootstraps and go to work, this and this and that, or yada yada yada. And Morgan Freeman pointedly said, bullshit. The bus runs every day. If you want to change your situation, you'll find a way to change it. And it's true. You know what I mean? It's like either you can keep doing what you're doing, or or you can actually go after what the fuck you want to go after. And I think it's extremely important to bet on yourself because man, shit, you the house. And the house always wins. So if you bet on yourself, you ain't never gonna lose. Because in the process of doing that, you're gonna develop this. And that mental confidence, man, like that mental fortitude, bro, it's gonna take you places that you never thought you could go. Because you know what, self-confidence, self-belief, man, that's a great trait to have. And it's like you never want to be a timid motherfucker. You never want to be the dude like, well, I don't know about that. Nah, fam. Nah, we ain't doing that. Like you have to have the ability to believe in yourself when nobody else does. It's like the dude behind me. The dude behind me. Famously said, if you don't believe in yourself, who else will believe in you? And I wrap this up, man. My dad told me, and I know my podcasters are surrounded by this my dad's sayings and everything, but I had a major impact on me, right? He told me once, and I was about 20, and I was struggling in school, and it was all self-imposed struggle as well. He said, man, one day you're gonna get tired of where you living at, not because it has nothing to offer you. It's because you've outgrown it. You've matured to a point where you're looking around and like there's nothing of value of here for you anymore, and that's perfectly fine. It's like if like he's we've had conversations before he passed, talking about different things that he went through and that I'm gonna go through as an African American man, as a black man in America. And we've had poignant conversations, man. It's like, and we've talked about a whole range of different things. And I think it's extremely important to have them real life conversations, to sit down with your babies and to give them the truth. And I never understood the gems he was dropping back then, but I get it, man. It's like it all goes back to basically self confidence and self belief. And I famously live by the quote: "If you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're also right." And my thing, man, is like I'd rather fail trying and trying to succeed and then fail not trying at all. Because that tells me like, yo, at least you had the gumption, or at least you had the fortitude to push through when everybody else is telling you, nah, don't fucking do it. Nah, you know what? This ain't gonna work out. That ain't gonna work out. Nigga, you ain't me. And that's what it boils down to, bro. This podcast, clanging and banging with Mikey, episode 18. Man, it's all about self-belief, self-confidence, man. It's like keep it pushing. Y'all keep it the 4 P's, man. Keep it private, keep it clear, keep it positive, keep it pushing. I'll see you on the flip side, man. Your boy checking out.